Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azhari Nurramadhani. My registration number is A1M218059. I would like to explain about social skill. We have to know when cooperative learning teams fail, it is likely to be for one of two reasons. Either students do not want to work together or don't know how to work together. Cooperative learning teams have problems either because the students lack the will to work together or the skill to work together. Today's youth often come to the classroom ill-prepared to be a good teammate. Empowers us to develop students' social skills that serve them in the classroom and beyond. Strategies for fostering social skill development research revealed that even without any direct instruction of social skill, those in cooperative teams become more caring, helpful, and understanding of each other. Nevertheless, if we really wish to have our team and classroom run as efficiently as possible, we augment and accelerate this natural acquisition of social skill with 5 powerful strategies. The first is structure and structuring. Any structures have social skill or step. As teachers regularly use structures, students practice social skill in natural context. Every choice of an instructional strategy is also a choice to deliver an embedded curriculum. There is a curriculum embedded in every instructional strategy. It is no accident that the structures develop the every social skill, communication skill, and teamwork skill that top to the list of employability. Uh, the structures are almost all cooperative and therefore help students develop a pro-social cooperative orientation. The next is structuring. Structuring is the myriad things we do to determine how an activity is carried out. We can structure learning tasks to promote the natural acquisition of social skills. Okay, the second is roles and gambits. Cooperative learning role and assign action or tasks to fulfill. Cooperative role facilitate and change team for student. Gatekeeper is an example of a role. When student is assigned the role of gatekeeper, his or her job is to equalize participation. If one student is dominating while another is not participating, the gatekeeper's skill fully closes the gate for the over participator and opens the gate for the under participator. So gambits are what students say or do to fulfill their roles. For example, the gatekeeper may politely say, Nita, thank you for sharing your opinion. Let's hear what other things. There are verbal and non-verbal gambits to help students fulfill their roles. Roles and gambits represent a powerful approach to developing social skills, especially in student interaction that have little structuring. As students fulfill their role, they are participating important social skills. Since roles are rotate, students get the opportunity to play many different cooperative roles and are introduced to a range of important skills. Further, the roles that students play enhance teamwork and make cooperative learning more productive. The third is modeling. Modeling is a powerful way to communicate to students exactly skill looks and sounds like. Modeling is a brain-based learning. Whenever we watch a behavior, the mirror neurons in our brain fire as if we perform that behavior. Without a word of instruction, we reshape brain by what we model and by the model we provide for students. Modeling is a powerful strategy for increasing the likelihood of positive social skill and also for decreasing the likelihood of negative behavior. Okay, the fourth is reinforcement. Reinforcement is a term that comes us from psychology, especially Manner and his work in operant conditioning. A reinforcer is anything that strengthens desirability of a behavior. Here, our desired behavior is effective use of positive social skill. We can increase the use of social skill by giving positive attention whenever we see the skill being used. In the cooperative classroom, we strive to create a positive learning environment. To that end, we use positive reinforcement regularly and negative reinforcement and punishment sparingly. Unpleasant experience excite the feeling of fear and threat. Laboratory studies with animal referrals and subsequent research on humans confirm that positive reinforcement is more effective and lasting than negative reinforcement and punishment. Okay, the last is reflection, review, and planning. A helpful process for teams before they begin working on their team's project. The following day or on a new project is for teams to review their notes about their group process. For example, students may round Anita read their response to the question, what is one thing your team could improve? If the general consensus is that the teams need to keep focus, the team make a plan for staying on a task. A quick review and planning session at the outset of a project help teams focus on the skill they need to improve. Next is social skill challenge. The five strategies we have overview when in place prevent or resolve the most common social skill related problems. Here we'll look at the eight most common cooperative learning social skills problem and how the five strategies help. The refusnik. The refusnik refuses to work with teammates. A student may refuse to work with others for a variety of reasons, including feelings of inadequacy, shyness, or barrier negative. Experience interacting with others. Max fear of failure is often the cause. A student may fear not knowing how to perform well and would not like to fail in front of others. The second is the outcast. The outcast is the student who is rejected by teammates. Some students begin the school year carrying heavy baggage from previous years. The rejected student may have been rejected before you begin cooperative learning. As students first sit down in their teams at one team, there may be comment like, "Oh yeah, and look who we got stuck with," like that. Okay, the third is the shrinking pilot. Okay, the shrinking pilot is a shy student. Shyness is common and can hinder social and academic development. Shy students, for fear of attention or social rejection, rarely risk participating in front of the whole class, not voluntary anyway. Cooperative learning can help many students overcome what otherwise would become a limiting personality characteristic. When forming groups, we find it helpful to include the shy student in a team with at least one other quiet or less dominant student. The shy student needs a room to make an entry and doesn't do well in a group comprised slowly of dominant teammates. Okay, the fourth is the dominator. The dominant student is often a well-intentioned, high-achieving student who doesn't realize that alienating effect of their controlling effort. The five is the bully. Often the bully is either hostile toward others or use hostile or bully behavior to dominate the group. The first rule is that the classroom must be safe physically and emotionally for all students. If a student displays violent or abusive behavior toward other students or poses a threat to other students, the student must be immediately removed from the social situation. When a student is hostile to other, he or she may be sent to an isolated desk, to a golden area, or to the office if the offense warrants it. Hostile and aggressive behavior is often attention-seeking behavior, so it is important that it not to be rewarded with attention. If the hostile behavior is less severe and doesn't pose a threat, then a warning or consequence reminder may be sufficient. When possible, we stabilize consequence in advance. Okay, the sixth is the clown. The class clown, when placed on a team, may become the team clown. Clowning is usually an attempt to get attention, since students receive far more positive peer attention in cooperative learning than in the traditional classroom. Many class clones and or reduce their cloning behavior when we put cooperative learning in a place. Nevertheless, some persist, so we need to apply the five social skills strategies as we teach with structure so that students get attention from us and from their peers. The seven is drifter. The drifter is off task and often get teammates off task too. Students may intentionally or unintentionally get their teammates off task for a variety of reasons, including lack of internet in the task, need to share personal information, need for attention from teammates, lack of impulse control, and lack of ability to sustain interest. Okay, the last is the saboteur. The saboteur either subtly or overtly undermines the group. Alternatively, a student may become a saboteur because he or she has been put on a team with others he or he doesn't want to work with. The saboteur may want to prove that this new way of working together won't work. Okay,
That's all I can explain. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.